In this video, we will learn how to create a completely new design using GetshopToday Builder. I created one theme for GetshopToday called Neat. This is how this theme looks like. Let's say for some reason I changed my mind and I want to completely redesign this page. What type of design should I do? Here is an example website. Let's imagine this is a design I like very much and I want to replicate it so that my website looks exactly like this. To do that, first we need to go to the admin panel. Under Page Design, click All Pages. Here we can see the home page. Now click on Edit. Here you can see all the building modules available. These modules are the building blocks of this front end that we can see here. Now let's go back to the admin panel. We have two options. Number one, we can edit and rebuild the existing modules. Number two, we can clean all of this up and start building completely from scratch. So before you do any of this, deleting or editing anything, the best thing to do is to save the page first. Here you can see the Save Page button. This may be helpful for you in case something goes wrong while you are working. If your page is saved, you can come back to your earlier saved version. Therefore, I am going to click on Save Page. I can call this page Homepage Backup 001. Now click on Save this page. This page now will be saved as a backup. If something ever goes wrong, you can always just click on Import Page and then Full Page, and here you can see our backup page which I saved some time ago. Simply click on Import and the entire module will be restored. As we want to completely rebuild a page, we need to simply delete all of these existing builder modules. Now if I click on Update, then we can see that our admin panel is completely empty. If I go back to the front end, I can see that it is also completely empty. As we want to replicate this particular design, let's first take a look at what this page actually consists of. Here we can see one full page image module here. Now let's go back to admin panel. Here let's choose Add Full Width section. Choose Add Module, and next let's choose the Image module. Now when I am in the Image module, I want to choose Landscape as my example web page is also landscape. Now I am clicking on Add Image. Here I can choose the image I want to add and click Open. Now we have the cropping tool so we can crop it the way we want. Adjust the crop tool and click on Crop Image. Then click on Save and click on Update here. When we refresh, we can see that the image we want is displayed here. Now let's see what we are missing. Here we can see that there is some text and one button. Let's go back to the admin panel. Here you can see one small edit icon. If I click on Edit in the next window, here is a tab called Button Text tab. When I click on it, I can see the main heading. I am writing here the heading. Then there is the subheading. And under here, there is the text. There is also an option to decide the text color. You can see the option also to show the text before the button or after it. Further on, you can see the button options. Each image you use in this module will have two buttons available. As I only need one button, I will activate this one. In this button's text, I can write Buy Now. With the button text size option, you can make it bigger and smaller, whichever you need. I am making it 16. Using the button link option, you can add a link here where visitors will be directed if they click on the button. As my button is called Buy Now, I will send my visitors to my shop page. Let's go to the shop page and let's copy the shop page link. Now let's go back to the admin panel and paste the link here in the button link field. Now if someone clicks on the Buy Now button, they will be directed to your shop page. Furthermore, here are some more options that you can use to customize your button. For example, text color, background color, opacity, and other. Let's save and update, and then let's go to the front end. We can see here that we have the button and text as was input in the admin panel just now. But the problem is, all of these elements are on the wrong side, meaning they are in the center now. We need to bring those to the right-hand side, so let's go back to the admin panel again. On the image module, let's click on the edit icon again. Here in the button text tab, if we scroll down a bit, here is the text alignment option. We are choosing right as our alignment. We scroll down, there is text and button. Now, here are some options you can customize, such as button background color, as well as some other details. Here we can see the text alignment option, which we will choose to be to the right. Now it is all aligned correctly. Save now. If I go back here and refresh, I can see that everything looks exactly how we wanted it to look. Let's go back to our example website and see what else is there. Here I can see that this menu style is completely different from our present menu. If I click on it, then it shows a full page menu. But in our present website, the menu looks like a traditional menu. We are going to work on this menu at the very end of this tutorial after we complete building the rest of the page. First, we're going to build the page itself. So let's see what else we need to take a look at here. We can see here that there are 2 different texts in this area, and after that, there are 3 different product images. Let's build up the text area first. To do that, go back to the admin panel. This time, we're not going to use a full width section. We discussed how to use a full width section in one of our other tutorial videos, so you can learn it there. This time I'm going to click on Add Column. Let's choose 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Next, select Add Module and choose Text Module, and let's enter the text here, and then click Save. We actually need to add another module here. Select Add Module. Select Text Module again, and let's enter the text here. Now I just have to select all of this and justify it all so that it looks tidy and clean. Now click on Save and Update. Go back to the home page and refresh. We can see here these 2 sections of text, which is good, but we do have one problem here. In our example website, we can see that there is a nice space in between this text and the main header image. But in our case here, it looks like they are too close to each other. Here I need to mention one important aspect that has to be remembered whenever you are designing a website or even doing any other kind of graphic design work. Sometimes we need to put a lot of content on a web page, but it is important to keep the right amount of distance from one element to another. This will make the page look simple, tidy, and appealing. So how can we actually create this distance between these 2 elements? Let's go back to the admin panel again. Click on Add Column and select 12. Next, click on Add Module. And this time I'm going to take Divider Module. Divider Module allows us to create a distance between 2 elements. Currently regarding the top margin, it says 10. Make it 150, click on Save and select Update. Here I have my divider. I simply drag it. I can move it around and bring it on top here, in between this main image and the text. And now if I go back to our website and refresh, I can see that the right amount of distance has been created between these 2 elements. Now let's go back and see what else is there on our example website. Here I can see that there are 3 different types of images, and also each of the images has a specific image effect as well as a button. And underneath the images there is some text. So now let's replicate this design. Go back to the admin panel again and click on Add Column. And this time I'm going to take this set of 1 by 3, 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. This gives me 3 columns, and I can add a different module in each one here. Click on Add Module and choose Image. This time I'm going to choose Portrait Image. Let's choose this image here. Then we can simply select our desired area and crop it the way we want it. Don't forget to click on Save. Similarly, I'm going to repeat this same process again regarding the other images. Click on Add Module, choose Image in Portrait Mode, crop the image and save. And in the same way, I am now going to add another image. Don't forget to click on Update. Let's now go back to our website and refresh. If we scroll down now, then we can see these 3 images here. And again, we can see the same problem of having not enough space between these images. We can see that particularly here, we have a good amount of distance, but here the distance is too small. Let's now use one divider here in order to achieve the right amount of space between these elements. Let's go back here. We can see now that we already have one divider here. This time we don't need to create a new divider, we can simply select Duplicate. In this way, we can create another duplicate layer. Now we can drag it and just put it in between the written text and the image. Now, if we go back here and refresh, then we can see that we have created the needed amount of distance here between these elements. Up until now we got the header image and the text, as well as these other images, but we can see that the image effect is missing and the button is also missing. Let's now go back to the admin panel again, and let's click on this little edit icon. Let's click on the button text option here. This time we're not going to use the options of main heading or subheading. We're going to simply activate the button like this, and we will enter Buy Now text here. Next, we have the button text size option. You can also change the button link here by putting whichever link you want. Don't forget to save. Now, if I go back and refresh, I can see that the button appears here, but in the wrong position. We need this button to be at the bottom of our page. Let's go back again and let's click on Edit. Let's then go to the button. Here you can see it is set to be positioned in the center. We're going to change it to bottom. Now click on Save, then refresh. We can see now that this button appears where it should be. I'm going to work on another button in the same way here. Don't forget to update. Let's go back to the website now. Finally, we can see that we got these 3 different buttons here in the way that we wanted. Now let's go back to the example website. As you can see here, we need some extra text after the button here. Now, let's copy the text and go back to the admin panel. Click on Edit again. And now, let's select Text After Image. This is the function we're going to use. Remember, in this text editor, you cannot use the right-click and paste function of the mouse to copy and paste. This function will not work because here we are going to use an HTML editor. For this reason, we will use the keyboard command, which is Ctrl+C for copy and Ctrl+V for paste. Now save and update. Let's go back here and refresh. As you can see here, we have this written text here underneath the image, just as we wanted. Next, I'm going to repeat this process again and again for the other 2 images. I am copying this text, choosing Text After Image, aligning it to the center. Click on Save. Now, if we refresh, we can see that we got the 3 different texts underneath each of the images. The only thing we are missing is the image effect. To get this image effect, let's go back to the admin panel again. Next, click on Edit. Here you can see the option called Image Effect. If you click on Image Effect, you will see that there are many different types of effects available here. I'm going to choose one of these effects here. In addition to this, I can also control the opacity of the layer, as well as the layer color. This time I'm choosing this particular color. I'm also copying this little code so that I can repeat this process again and again, and so that I can use the same color when working on other images. I copied it and selected Choose. Let's click on Save now. Next, if I go back to the home page and refresh, I can see that the image effect is there. Similarly, I'm going to customize the effects for the other images as well. Again, go back to the admin panel and click on Edit. Choose Image Effect and paste the color code we copied before. Now I have the same color here. Let's also set the opacity to 0.8. And now I am choosing this particular effect. Click Save. I'm going to set this image effect to other images as well now. Now, if I refresh the page, I can see that the image effects are there just as we wanted. So let's go back to our example website again and see what else we are missing. We can see now that here we have 2 text elements that need to be placed after these images. To do that, let's go back to Admin Panel and let's select Add Column. I'm selecting 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 again. Let's click on Add Module and then select Text Module. Next, enter the text and apply Justify so that the text looks neat and clean. And save. Now similarly, add module, and again choose text module. Let's paste this text in the heading, and this time let's align this text to the right hand side. Lastly, click on Save and Update. Let's now go back here and refresh. We can see here that we have our image and this text, but I can see one problem again. The text here looks very nice and clean because there is enough space in between these elements. But here, on the other hand, there is no space. To fix this, we need to put another divider. To do that, let's go back into the admin panel. And here you can see we already have a divider. As we have created one divider before, we can just duplicate it and bring it underneath the images. Also, here is a written text underneath that divider. You can simply duplicate it again. Now just drag it and bring it underneath like this. Next, let's click on refresh and we will see a nice text element which is displayed here, just as we wanted. So now let's go back to the example website again and see what we are still missing. Here we can see another big header image which looks like this. So how can we create something like this? Don't worry, this is very simple to do. Just go back here and duplicate the main header image. You don't have to create it again. Simply duplicate the old one. Now you can bring it all the way down to where you want to bring it. Now that we have the correct module, we still need to change the image. Let's click on Edit, choose the landscape now, and let's add the image. This time I'm choosing this particular image. Now simply select the area you want and click on Crop. Make sure not to forget to click Update. Now if you go back, refresh and scroll all the way down here, you will see that we still have a problem. The problem is that the text is placed on top of this image. What we need to do is move this text from the right side to the left side. To do that, go back to Edit, then choose Button Text. The alignment setting here is to the right. Now we will simply set it to the left. Simply where the system says right, switch it to left, then save and update. Let's refresh again. We can see now that this image is in the right place. After the image, here is a little text element and then again one big slider. Next, here we have one normal text element. And also we have one more 1x2 and 1x2 column as well as two image modules in there. Next, here we have some images after this text. And finally, we have the footer. Let's see how we can work on this footer as well as the menu. This footer and the menu section are in the same place. To work on these elements, let's go back to the admin panel. When there, go to Content Management and then to Menu Settings. If you click on the menu settings and next on the footer settings, you can see that our default footer is set to hidden. To change that, simply select Show and then click on Save. Let's now go back to the website and refresh. You can see here that the footer has appeared, but you can see that this footer is in a similar color as the entire theme. To change this, let's go back to the footer settings and then go to the footer background color option. Let's set it to pink like this. As for the text color, let's keep it as it is. Let's now see how it all looks like. If you now refresh, then you can see that the background color is correct. But it seems that the text color should actually be a bit darker. In this case, I'm going to make it black. To do that, go back to the footer and just choose the black color here. And don't forget to click on Save. Now if you refresh, you can see everything is the way that we wanted. Now we need to work on the menu. Our menu is the traditional one, but in our example website, the menu is a full page menu. Let's see how we can get this full page menu. To start working on the menu, let's first go back to the admin panel again. Here we can see an option called Menu Style. This option can be used to create many different menu styles. In our case, we need to select here the full page menu. Let's click on Update again. Now let's refresh. Here you can see that this menu has become a full page menu. But we can notice now that this logo is not matching here. In addition to that, we can see that this is a see-through menu, which means I can see through the menu to whatever is in the background of it. So how can we fix that? Here you can see an option called Menu Background and then Menu Background Opacity. When here, simply select No Opacity. Next, to change the menu background color, click on this option here and keep it as pink again, which is what we want. Then just select Choose and then click on Update. If I go and refresh again, and if I click on the menu again, it is clear that I cannot see through the menu, which is how we wanted it. Also, we got the correct background color. Only remaining issue here is the logo. So now, let's see how we can change the logo itself. To change the logo, we need to go back to the admin panel first. Then go to Settings, and next go to General Settings. Let's scroll now all the way down. Here we can see the logo uploading option. I said earlier regarding logo or any other images that there are several choices you can choose from. As an example, if your logo is a landscape, then choose Landscape Mode. If your logo is square, then choose Square. If you have a logo in any other shape and you need the open cropping option, you can choose open cropping as I am doing here. Next, click on Upload Site Logo. And now just choose the logo itself from your documents. You can select the area you want to crop and click on Crop Logo and then Update. Now the logo will appear here. Also, before I go into the homepage, let me show you how the favicon option works. The favicon is actually this little icon which represents your website. You can upload your favicon here. It is important because when people open your website in a browser, the favicon will be here in the address bar and it will indicate to your visitors that this is your website. That is why it is really important to have your favicon uploaded here. So this is in essence how we work with the logo here. Let's now go back to the homepage and refresh. We can see now that we have the correct logo here, and if I click on it, then here we can see the logo in the menu as well. So this is how we can design a whole theme using the GetshopToday builder inside the GetshopToday e-commerce platform. If you want to learn all of the advanced features of the design modules, please watch our other tutorial videos where we explain each module individually and how many variations you can create using each of these modules. Thanks for watching!